Welcome to Pixel Perfect Wellness, where we explore the exciting intersection of gaming and wellness. I'm your host, EMUHLEET, a nurse with a passion for health and also a professional gamer. You might be wondering, how does gaming and wellness come together? Well, what we're here to discover. As someone who spends hours in front of a screen, I've experienced firsthand the impact of gaming that it can have on our physical and mental well-being. This episode is brought to you by ThunderPick. ThunderPick is an innovative crypto esports betting site and online casino designed to meet the expectations of the fast-growing community of gamers and esports enthusiasts. Visit thunderpick.io today to place your bet on one of your favorite teams. Let's get into it. Hi everybody, welcome back to my next episode of Pixel Perfect Wellness. My name is EMUHLEET and I am your host. This series is brought to you by ThunderPick, who strives in aiming at improving gamers' well-being and mental health. And I thought this would be a great podcast to put together with them because I'm a nurse and I really strive in ways to combine my passion for gaming and health. So in this particular episode, it's a little bit different. I don't have a guest, but I just wanted to talk to you about some resources that there are out there available because we should talk about that. A lot of you come to me about how do you do time management. I work in the morning as a nurse, then I have team practice, so I pretty much do full-time jobs right there. I do streaming with Ant Online. I do some content creation for some other companies here and there. I mean, the list goes on. So time management is key in me being able to do what I need to do. But what you guys are not asking me is, how do you do self-care management? And that's something I want to discuss. I feel like people are not talking about that enough. And honestly, I should probably follow this a little bit more. Is setting aside time for self-care. You're not going to be 100% of the time. Just know this. It's a fact. It's just not possible. We're humans, we're not robots. But if you're not functioning at, we'll say 80-85%, then this is you where you need to realize that you probably need to take a little bit of a break. And for everybody, that's different, whether that means maybe a few minutes, maybe a few hours, maybe a few days. It's okay. Everybody's different. So I want to present to you guys some useful items that were helpful for me in trying to remind myself of those self-care times that I need. So there's a lot of apps out there for your phone. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for. There's also free resources that I want to mention with RAD, Rise Above the Disorder, which I'll link below, all of the information from them. And they have been helping gamers for a very, very long time. And it's a great resources. So let's talk about some of these apps that you can download on your phone, because I think we're on our phones quite often. So it's very accessible and there when you need it. Number one is Sunvelo. Sunvelo, I was introduced when I was on Dignitas. Dignitas reached out to the players and said if you needed any support with your mental health, wellness, please let us know. We have this app. And I looked up the app and I was like, okay, I'll try it. So Dignitas supported us in with this app and I loved it. I thought it was very helpful. There is a fee for this app. It's $8.99 per month, or you can save by paying for the annual fee. But it also does take health insurance, and I thought that's very different. Working as a nurse in the mental health field, a lot of times it's a struggle to get approved for therapy with certain insurances. So this was a really nice feature on the Sunvelo app. Some of the other features that I want to highlight is that it does mood tracking, guided journeys, coping tools, progress assessments, support groups, and additional individual coaching or therapy. This is an app that sends you push notifications to remind you, hey, you need a breather. Hey, it's time to take a look at me. And sometimes we need those reminders because life can get going and it ain't slowing down. So these are one of the things that are very helpful. Within the app, some of the things that I loved, I think that I used three things, okay? there's a lot of things in this app. My top 3 things were: 1, using the guided journeys. So in the guided journeys, it has everything broken down for you to where you can really learn about whatever it is that you tell the app that you need help with. So with me, it was with anxiety. I have severe anxiety, and I just got to my point where I was like, okay, I need to get some type of help for this. So it breaks it down for you. It teaches you coping tools and gave me resources that I needed to really just help cope and be able to function and do things that I need to do, like grind the game, win a tournament, just go outside. Sometimes you're just in your bubble and you just can't. And so this guided journey really helped me look at the situation in such a different way, anxiety. So that's one thing that I really liked. Another thing was it pushes out these different quotes, and I'm a quote person. So I don't know why, but whatever day I was looking at, the quote of the day was the quote that I needed to hear to push me to the next level, to remind myself that it's going to be okay. I mean, things happen. But in the moment, you forget that quite often. And then another thing that I really liked again was the progress assessment. It has assessments that help you break down what's going on and track where you need to work on a little bit more. And then again, with the therapy, that's something that I used every week, where you meet with a therapist on the app, on your phone, video with your therapist, and it's an hour session, and we got down and dirty to the things that needed to be handled, and I thought it was very, very helpful. So Cenvelo is a really good app. The next app that I want to go over is BetterHelp. This was actually, when I did research on this one, ranked as #1 app for mental health care that's accessible through your phone. One thing that I like about BetterHelp is it's a little bit more customizable in the sense where you can tell it what religion you are, what your sexual preference is, what you identify. It's very, very customizable if you want it to be, because everybody's different, right? So this is an app that you have a lot of options to choose from how you want to communicate with your therapist with. This is also not a free app, but it's a very, very useful app. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention from Cenvelo actually is the soundboards were extremely helpful for me. For me at night, I was finding that it was very difficult to sleep. So playing different soundboards like rain or thunder or stuff just kind of made my mind stop racing and thinking of all these things that I have to do and have to finish and relax a bit. So this is something that BetterHelp also has. You can text your therapist, which you couldn't do on Cenvelo. You can send videos, you can send audios. It's very, very hands-on, which I really liked with your therapist. So this is a fee. It costs $75 a week to meet with your therapist on this, but that's literally half the cost already with a regular therapist through just finding it through something else. But you can put on there if you have low income. You can put how much you're making on low income, and it keeps cutting the cost. So everybody is going to be paying something differently based off of what your income is. So I really like that feature, actually. They're really trying to make it as accessible as possible. And just the ability to message your therapist at any time is really nice too. So that's something that I liked about it. The chat sessions, the phone sessions, you have group sessions, and you can easily switch your provider if you don't like them. I mean, it's half the cost as well. So this is another really good app for your phone. The app itself is very easy to navigate and understand. They've got a lot of guided tours as well for stress relief, meditation, things like that. Both of these apps that I forgot to mention are also have very good security features to protect your privacy. So that's something to think about as well. So how do you choose your app? Okay, because that's something that you have to think about. How do you choose the app that's right for you? And that's a really good question. I think we need to first look at, is the app compatible with your phone? So take a look at that and see if it's compatible with your phone, and then go through the different app that you want to choose and see if it's something that you're looking for. Are you looking for guided tours? Are you looking for meditation? Are you looking for a therapist? Are you looking for coping tools? The list goes on. Just go through and see the different things that you're looking for. What's your budget like is something to think about. And just doing research on those, I think. So let's talk about other ways that you can boost your mental health. So I had a meeting with Casey Thomas in my last episode, and we talked about nutrition. And some of the things that stood out from me about the nutrition side for our mental health. And in that episode, we were really discussing about how nutrition can help improve your performance. Well, our gut essentially has a second brain that we need to give nutrients to function at its full capacity. So when we're eating the right foods, there's studies that show that that can naturally improve our mental health as well. And all these little things that I'm talking about are all little stepping stones on just improving our well-being. So just keep that in mind. It's not one thing is one fix. It never is with anything, I swear. Even with like my house, one thing will break, but then another thing is broken. It's just like a constantly ongoing thing, but we make it work. We make it happen, and we just take those steps needed on the stool. So one thing was nutrition to better improve your mental health. Another thing, get moving. And that means doing a little bit of exercises, a little bit of mood boosting activities for as little as 30 minutes a day, I would say. We want to release those endorphins. Number 3, practice self-care. And that's something why I wanted to bring up these different apps that you can have. So this could be any type of activity that would nurture your mind, which could be yoga, meditation, reading one of your favorite books, listening to some of your favorite music, taking a hot bath. Anything like this is very, very important. Next would be taking a small little break from technology. All of these lights and exposure to the screens can actually be linked to insomnia. So that's why they say you want to try to stay off of a screen 1 to 2 hours before you're trying to fall asleep. It's actually more, but we're gamers and we know we're on the screen a lot. And then, yeah, I think that's it. That's all that I wanted to go over. I think that those are all really good steps. Taking a look at all those different apps that are out there, and just kind of journaling and writing down your different activities and what you thought works and doesn't work. So just remember to schedule in that self-care time. Thank you so much for watching.